Hi, kids. Since we couldn't all go to Kids Club, we decided to bring Kids Club to you. So we hope that you grab a seat and listen to some songs and a story and a verse. And I think that we might not have games like at Kids Club, but we can do our best to have fun. So we have a couple songs for you guys. And this is Abby and this is Ethan. And as you all remember, I'm Miss Rebecca. So we're going to start out with a song for you guys. Ready? God made the sun and sky. He made the birds that fly by. He made the moon and stars shine bright over us at night. So let's thank our God for all His love and watchful care from up above. Let's thank our God for all His love and watchful care from up above. God loves you and I, that He sent His Son to die, to set us free from our sin, so we can live with Him. So let's thank our God for all His love and watchful care from up above. Let's thank our God for all His love and watchful care from up above. Let's thank our God for all His love and watchful care from up above. Let's thank our God for all His love and watchful care from up above. All right, that's great. You kids want to take a seat?
Sure.
You know, kids, that reminded me, that reminded me of talking about how God cares for us. Did you hear that part in the song where it says, let's thank our God for all His love and watchful care from up above? You know, God cares and takes care of us, doesn't He? So if He cares for us, do we have anything to fear? No. You know, kids, there might be a lot of things that are scary right now. Everything is different. You kids, you're probably at home and everyone's talking about the coronavirus and COVID-19, and you're hearing mom and dad or grandma and grandpa and all the adults talking about the what ifs. And you know, you might be kind of scared right now and wondering, oh, what is going to happen? And I don't get to go to school, I don't get to go to kids club, I don't get to do everything that I usually do, and this makes me scared, and I don't know what's going to happen. And you know what? God cares about how we feel. God cares if we're scared. And you know what that also reminds me of? It reminds me of a song. It reminds me of a song that I grew up singing called He's Got the Whole World in His Hands. Now, children, always remember that whether we're scared, worried, we're sad about things in the world that are happening, maybe things in our home that are happening, things at school that are happening, even though we're not at school right now, to always remember that God still has everything in His hands. He has the whole world in His hands. And there's a song, it goes, He's got the whole world in His hands. 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 He's got you and me, sister, in His hands. He's got you and me, brother, in His hands. He's got you and me, sister, in His hands. He's got the whole world in His hands. Now we can sing that song with whatever we want to put in it. You kids at home, you guys can sing that with anything. You can say, He's got my family in His hands. He's got my dog in His hands and my kitty in His hands. He's got my whole world in His hands. And so always remember that. But you know what it reminds me of? Do you kids remember the last lesson we had at church, at Kids Club? Do you kids remember? If you're watching and listening, what was it about? Do you guys remember?
Yep.
What was it about?
It was Joshua and the wall.
Joshua and the Battle of Jericho. And do you remember what our verse was, our memory verse? It was God was telling Joshua Be strong and of good courage. Do not be afraid, nor be dismayed. For the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. Joshua 1:9. You know, that's a good reminder in days like this that we should never be afraid and not to be dismayed, because God is with us wherever we go. God is always with you, kids, whether you're at home, school, wherever you're at. During the things that we don't understand, God is with us. During the things we do understand, God is with us. Now, do you guys remember Joshua was in a really scary situation? He had to go defeat a city that was bigger than him. They had a bigger army. They had scary army. And he didn't know how it was going to turn out. Kind of like right now. We don't know how things are going to turn out. We all might be kind of scared, right? And you know what God told him? He said, Joshua, be strong and of good courage. Don't be afraid. He's like, because I'm with you wherever you go. And in the end, God told Joshua to walk around, march around that city. Do you kids remember how many times? One time every day for 7 days. And on the 7th day, the last day, they were to go around 7 times. And what happened at the end of that? The walls came tumbling down. And God protected them. God proved that he was with Joshua, huh? And kids, remember that God will always be with you in the scary times, in the times we don't know what the future's going to hold. God is with you, just like he said he would be with Joshua. Do you know why? Because he loves you, and he made you. He made you, and he loves you, because he loves who he made. And he made you special for a purpose and with a plan. And we have one more song that we want to sing for you guys that says just that, of how he made you and how he loves you. So kids, you want to come up and sing this song with me? Remember the hand motion? God made me. God made me. In my Bible book it says that God made me. God loves me. God loves me. In my Bible book it says that God makes me. God loves you. God loves you. In my Bible book it says that God loves you. Always remember that, kids, that God made you and he loves you and he always will, and he loves you with an ever-ending, never-ending love. Hope to see you next week.